Hello, folks. We're starting. Please take a seat.
Dore, Gatchaman. UK, Gatchaman.
Yeah, he's the singer.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Hello, everybody. My name is Al. I'm known as Phantom of Many Topics on YouTube or Facebook. And go ahead.
I am John, Jack, Robert, Robbie, Riley Passmore, as a Jack Passmore on Facebook.
Okay. And we're going to be doing the Gatchaman presentation today. You see the 5 characters are up there, and we'll start right now. Okay, originally in Japan, this was called the Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. I'm not even going to try to say it in Japanese, but I will say it in Chinese later on. It was founded in 1972 by Tetsuyo Yoshida and of the Tatsunoko Productions of Japan. He was a really big bird fan, right?
Yep.
You did a lot of photography about birds. Can you talk about that?
I just know he's a legendary name in anime, the Tatsunoko.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And basically, what he wanted was back then he was an admirer of Batman and Superman. So what he did was he came up with some caped heroes, 5 of them, and they're all somewhere around the teenage years. And so let's just go to the next one. Okay. The basic story is that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just say more like Batman in that they don't have superpowers. They have what is known as the Gatchaman or the Science Ninja technique.
You're right.
Which they learned from Dr. Nabu. What is it?
Yeah, Dr. Nabu.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Nabu.
Right. Okay, the basic story is there's an evil organization which is named Galactor, and in Battle of the Planets it was named Spectra. They're invading the Earth, but what they're looking for is radioactive minerals, such as uranium, plutonium, and I don't know what.
Well, they're keen on any natural resources they can gobble up.
And generally they have like these big, huge insect monsters, you know, like they're robotic monsters, like a big, huge centipede or whatever, and they're always digging. That's one thing in the show is that they're always digging through the Earth looking for our resources. And in response, the International Science Organization of the Global Alliance created a experimental teenage special forces team, kind of like the Navy SEALs, but they're in fact teenagers. So, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, except maybe Keops was like what, 9 or 10.
Yeah, he was actually 11 when the show started. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next slide. This is the mothership, the God Phoenix. Do you remember some of the powers, or you want me to talk?
Oh, you know, God Phoenix had a complement of like a few dozen bird missiles.
Yeah.
And it had a very special power.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you look at the lower right-hand corner, that's the Fire Phoenix mode. Whenever they get shot at by many missiles or whatever, they can turn into this like plasma mode where it protects the ship from being hurt or the occupants from being hurt.
Well, except that it's terribly distressing to the occupants because of the massive pressure and heat of having to be in that mode.
Right, and as far as each individual member, they also have individual vehicles, which we will show you on the next slide. But I just want to show you, like, what happens is they dock like this. Okay, so he's the #1 guy. He docks his ship onto the back, and you can tell the 3 little tails at the end. That's his ship when it's docked, and I'll show you in the next slide here. You can see everybody individually except #5 has their own ship. The red ship on the upper right-hand corner actually belongs to the father of #1, who has the smaller ship in the lower.
Red Impulse.
Right. His father was named Red Impulse. As far as the series is concerned, the series started in October 1st, 1972, and it runs for 105 episodes until 1974. The first country to get it internationally outside of Japan was Taiwan. I remember I was a kindergartner at the time. I'm 41 now, and I remember basically our parents used to like punish us when we wouldn't be good and to be like, oh, okay, you have to go to your room. It's like, so what? But if it's like, oh, you can't watch Gatchaman, it's like, oh, I'll be good, I'll be good. So
Alec, I remember running home from school to watch it. But what's important to note is that these vehicles not only were vehicle mecha that joined together, but they transformed also. So you had the incipient mecha machines and the monster mecha.
Yeah, they each had a civilian form, and we'll show you a little bit later on. Like the race car is actually in the civilian form. It looks like a NASCAR. The plane actually looks like a propeller plane, and then when they do a form called transmute, which we will show you a little bit later on, it turns into these superhero forms. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's many different versions of Gatchaman. Basically, in 1972, 78, and 79, they came up with Series 1, 2, and 3. In the United States, pretty much we've only seen Series 1. Is anyone here in the audience from Australia? No. Okay. So basically, in Australia, they only showed Series 2 and Series 3, which is kind of confusing because they've never seen Series 1. So, like, I was in a toy shop in Hong Kong once, and I was looking at number 1's vehicle, and, you know, it said Gatchaman on it, but it didn't look like his vehicle, and I'm going like, that's not his vehicle, you know, and what happened was, I asked the toy owner, what is this? And he says, it's Gatchaman. And I said, yeah, I read it as Gatchaman, but why isn't it? And he said, well, it's from Series 2. And I'm going like, what Series 2? So that's when I learned that there was actually more than one series. Have you seen Series 2 or 3?
I have not. When I was watching it as a little kid, in the early 80s, late 70s, was the Battle of the Planets. And my brothers and I were super exuberant every day after school to come watch it. And then we'd run around the house and beat each other up.
Okay. Okay, next slide. Okay. What's their names? Now, one of the papers we got out there has many different names.